Hello everyone, welcome back to PKNC, your go-to channel for all things related to business management, technology, and productivity. Now, if you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and you will stay updated with our latest content. Now, in today's video, we're diving into the world of system dynamics, and we're exploring in particular the concept of stocks and flows. Now, understanding stocks and flows can give you a unique perspective on how to analyze your business, making it an essential tool for any business professional. But we're not going to stop there. We're also going to show you how to create a stocks and flows diagram with the help of ChatGPT. Now, if this isn't your first video in 2023, you'll know this amazing tool called ChatGPT, AI tool. But if not, I will leave a link in the description below. Now, with ChatGPT by your side, you can quickly and easily visualize business processes and uncover valuable insights. So let's get started and master the art of stocks and flows together. Before we dive into analyzing your business using stocks and flows, let's first get a good grasp on the basics. Now, at its core, stocks and flows are concepts that are used in system dynamics to help us understand and model the behavior of complex systems like businesses or economies. Now, stocks represent the quantities or accumulations in a system. Think of them as reservoirs. They can hold something or they can store something like water in a tank or money in a bank. Now, in the business context, these could be things like the number of employees that you have, the inventory levels, or even customer satisfaction. Flows, on the other hand, are the rate at which things enter or leave your reservoir or your stocks. These represent the movement or the transfer of resources like water flowing in and out of that tank. Now, in our business analogy, flows could be new hires, could be inventory shipments, or changes in customer satisfaction over time. Now, you might be wondering, how do these concepts connect? Well, in stocks and flows, there is something that links them quite tightly together, and we call these feedback loops. Now, feedback loops are the cause and effect relationships that govern how stocks and flows interact with each other. And there's two types of feedback loops. Now, there's reinforcing loops, and these amplify changes. And then there's balancing loops, which counteract changes and promote stability. Now, let's imagine a very simple business scenario where we see an increase in the customer demand. And because of the increase in customer demand, it leads to higher sales. So because of those higher sales, we then, as a company, hire more employees. Now, can you see that there? Because we hire more employees, right, there will be an increase in demand, we believe, which will lead to higher sales. Now, this is a reinforcing loop, as the increase in sales amplifies the need for additional staff. Now, on the other hand, if a company starts to experience a drop in demand, that reinforcing loop is just running. We need something to counteract it and maybe see a stock that we can use to balance the loop out. And this may be we reduce our inventory levels. Now, reducing our inventory levels would be acting as a balancing loop, and that will stabilize the situation. So understanding stocks and flows and these feedback loops can help you better comprehend how various elements in your business are interconnected, allow you to see something maybe that you didn't see before, and make better decisions, or at least informed decisions. And this is how you develop far more effective business strategies. Now that we've uncovered the fundamentals of stocks and flows, let's discuss how we can apply these concepts and analyze various aspects of a business. Now, by visualizing your business processes using stocks and flow diagrams, you can uncover patterns, dependencies, potential bottlenecks that otherwise might have gone unnoticed. Now, there are several benefits to using a stocks and flow for business analysis. I think the first most important one is holistic perspective. Stocks and flows provide a high-level view of business, enabling you to see how different components interact with other components and how they influence one another. Now, this holistic perspective can help you identify root causes of problems and develop more effective business strategies or solutions. The second way, I think the big benefit, is improving your decision making. Now, once you start understanding the underlying structure of your business and the relationship between the stocks and the flows, you are putting yourself in a position where you can make more informed decisions. Now, these can lead to better resource allocation. It's all about capital allocations in a business. Increased efficiency. It's all about keeping those overheads down. And ultimately, an improved business process, which may even be affecting your revenue in a good way. The third is enhanced communication. Now, stocks and flows are one of the ways, just like my other talks where I've talked through the various models, that give you a visual language that you can use to facilitate communication amongst different team members, different departments, different divisions, and even stakeholders. You are now using a shared framework. You can ensure that everyone with this shared framework is on the same page and you're all working towards the same common goal. It is frightening how everybody believes they're heading in the same direction, and when the language becomes the same, people start to realize they've been heading in different directions. So that's a very big benefit. Now, the fourth benefit, I think, is adaptability and learning. As you model your business, you start to get a better and a clearer understanding of it because of the stocks and flows. And that means you can easily adapt to changing conditions, especially if you build a stocks and flow system that is very sensitive when it comes to the stocks that you put in there and the frequency at which you go in and update them. And this can help you learn from past experiences or start predicting even where you're heading in terms of the future. This will help your business become so much more agile than your competitors, and ultimately that's good for your customer. It makes you responsive in the face of uncertainty. It gives you a little bit of confidence as well in that uncertainty. And almost that confidence translates to things that you can't control, which is things like market fluctuations. So when you're modeling your stocks and flows, don't just look internally, don't just look at your business, analyze and bring in elements that are coming in from the outside, the things that you can't control, because that will help you start to see the future, see around corners. As you can see, stocks and flows and analysis, that word, can be a powerful tool for any business professional. Now that we have a better understanding of the business benefits and the theory behind stocks and flows, I really want to get down to it. Let's talk about it in a more practical way, and let's use ChatGPT to help us do that. It's time to put it into practice. So let's open up ChatGPT. Before we even start with creating our stocks and flow, remember you're in ChatGPT. So maybe come up with a catchy name for your business. You'll see some results and maybe you like one of those, or regenerate and rename your business. But we're here for stocks and flows. So the first thing we want to do, step one for us, is to identify the stocks. So I have put in a prompt that says to ChatGPT, it should act like a founder for our business, create a stocks and flow system, and provide a comprehensive list of just the stocks. Because I like it when you can just see the stocks without having to see the flows. And so for myself, you can see there I've got rooms, I've got bed and linen, and I've got a couple of options there. Now the second thing that we want to do, step number 2 for us, is we want to define the flows that are related to these stocks. So once again, in our prompt, we'll ask for a comprehensive list of flows that are related to this business. And here come our results. There's a guest check-in flow, laundry flow, to just name a few over there. Then we move to step number 3. We want to determine the relationships and the feedback loops between our systems. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to ask ChatGPT to show me the relationship between the stocks using the flows. So that's a nice prompt that I like, and it'll give you the flows. And if you see in that result over there, it'll tell you that food beverage preparation flow has got food, beverages, and kitchen supplies as an example. But we're not here to look for the relationship in terms of the flows. We can always guess those. We want the feedback loops.
So I use a prompt that just says highlight to me the reinforcing loops and the balancing loops, and these are both the feedback loops I spoke about earlier. And this is the result that you can get from Airbnb. And for me, this is the gold. Using AI, we've identified what it usually takes consultants hours or even weeks of deep diving into your business, rechecking to generate. But remember, when you're using AI helps you see the dots, it helps you connect the dots. But you are the person who has to connect the dots. And in doing that, you need to spot the errors that it'll make. It is still a generative tool and it can still make some errors. And so simply fix up your prompt to be more precise, and then that way you can avoid any errors that you come across when you are looking at these results. But once we get to this point, I think we've really generated our stocks and flow diagram in words, in script, but we want a visual diagram. So we're going to use ChatGPT. So let us use ChatGPT to create us a visual diagram. So for doing that, we shall use this prompt over here that I've pasted. It says convert this system that we have into mermaid.js. Now mermaid.js is a online tool that's free that you can use that can read markdown language, and that's what we want. We want markdown language to come out of this, but we want to take that markdown language off into another tool. And then the second tip that I have when generating this markdown language is add these words, ensure that the diagram flows correctly from left to right, because once in a while ChatGPT will mix up the flows or mix up the stocks, not have them next to each other, and so you have lines crisscrossing more than they should. But here we go. You can see the results. It is trying to be nice and clean. I like that. You can see that it is putting together all the stocks at the top. It is putting all the flows together. It's even putting in the loops in that picture. I don't like to have the loops when it comes to the stocks and flow system, so I would not copy that part across. I would copy just the stocks and the flows. So we're going to hop over to a mermaid.js, and mermaid.js is quite a cool site. It has this live editor, also mermaid.live, so you could have just gone directly to mermaid.live. But in mermaid.live, you'll see I've already done it, but what you do is on the left-hand side, that's where you put in the code that you copied from ChatGPT. I like to just click and unclick the sync, and it will produce for you now the stocks and flow diagram. Let's zoom into that. So let's click full screen, and you'll see you now have a complete stocks and flow diagram for your business. I will look at this little corner here, which looks like to me a reinforcing loop, and the cash flow coming in being that balancing loop, or trying to help it out as a balancing loop. I'm not exactly saying it is correct, but I just want to walk you through this little section over here. So you can see it says there's a stock of all your supplies, and then those supplies is what we use as kitchen inventory. And whenever we have food and beverage orders, whenever they're putting the food together or the flow, and the beverages together, that's what increases our kitchen inventory, and that's what decreases our kitchen inventory. So a very simple diagram at that corner over there, but you'll see that in our stocks and flow system, on this one, it is looking quite detailed, but quite clean as well. You can see the linen, and you can see the flow that is related to the cleaning supplies, and you can see the cleaning and laundry flow back coming in there. So just work with ChatGPT. Sometimes it doesn't generate what you really want in terms of a linked system. Simply regenerate until you feel that the system that you're looking at is more or less where you want yours to be. And then from that, you can look on the left-hand side and start to almost follow what it's trying to do. And without now using ChatGPT, you can just clean it up. I can see that all the stocks were here and all the flows that were here. The first time I generated this, some of the flows were in stocks. So I just copied those down. I can see it's using alphabets to identify all the stocks, and it's keeping all the flows down here. So not a terribly difficult language to read, and that's why it's called Markdown. You can chop and change it to be more precise in terms of what you're looking for. And there you have it. We've created our stocks and flow for our fictional bed and breakfast with the help of ChatGPT. Now, you're not restricted to Mermaid.js when you're working with ChatGPT. You can also ask for it to help you create a diagram in a different tool by producing a step-by-step guide on what you should do in that other tool. ChatGPT is aware of many tools. I personally like to use Insight Maker for my stocks and flows, and there's also another tool called Stellar that I like to use as well. You could also move this markdown language not necessarily into Mermaid but into another tool. Notion is a good example of a tool that understands markdown language. Links of all of my tools that I've talked about will be in the description below. Now, by analyzing this diagram, you can identify areas of improvement and you can develop more effective strategies for managing different aspects of our business. As a bonus tip, ChatGPT can help you with many things when it comes to your business. Now, you can help it. You can ask ChatGPT to help you figure out the room occupancy rates for the area that you live in. So you can say, predict the room occupancy for my Airbnb in, and I'll say Sandton, South Africa. And what Airbnb can do for you is it will tell you in your area what your peak seasons are and what your low seasons are, giving you historical data and market trends. Then you can offer discounted rates during your low season to increase your room occupancy. And then as a bonus pro tip, you can hop over to Bing and you can then say, what events or conferences are happening in the next few months. Let's say I am in my low season, so I'll say in the next few months in Sandton, South Africa. And it will give you give you some events that are coming up in the next few months. And if you look at the dates of those events that are coming up, you can then increase your prices for that period because you expect demand to be higher. And all of this will result in better revenue during your quiet periods. Remember, you can apply the same process to your business or any other system that you'd like to analyze when it comes to stocks and flows. Stocks and flows analysis paired with the power of ChatGPT can really provide valuable insights and help you make better decisions and optimize your business performance.
Well, we've come a long way in this video. I really hope you found the information on stocks and flows analysis valuable. If you did, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Now, to recap, we've learned the basics of stocks and flows. We've discussed the importance in analyzing a business, and we even went through a practical walkthrough of creating a stocks and flow diagram using ChatGPT and Mermaid.js. Now, stocks and flows analysis can be a powerful tool for understanding the underlying structure of any business, including yours, identifying bottlenecks, potential bottlenecks, and making data-driven decisions that can lead to better performance. We saw that example when we tried to increase our rates during the low peaks. Now, when combined with advanced AI tools like ChatGPT, you can take your business analysis to new heights. As you move forward, I encourage you to explore other resources on systems thinking and business analysis. There are plenty of books, there's articles and courses available that can deepen your understanding and help you become even more effective in applying these concepts to your own business. Now, I've included links in the description below to some excellent books and also the websites that we visited during this video. As always, thank you for staying with me through the video. Your attention means the world to me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any questions or you've got suggestions for future topics, please leave a comment below. Until the next video, keep safe and take care.